Hi, everyone. My name is Lydia Martinez, and I'm here today with Cathy Holt with the Other Side Academy and the Other Side Village. Hi, Cathy. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you, Lydia?
I'm doing so well. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you today and to talk to you a little bit about some things that are coming up for the village that we're really, really excited about. But first of all, for anybody that hasn't been introduced to you before, why don't you tell us a little bit very briefly about what you do for the Academy in the village?
Sure. So I'm the development director, and that basically means I manage relationships between the greater community and the Other Side Academy and the Other Side Village.
Yeah.
So,
You know, I love that idea. And that's really, as I've gotten to know you, is really what I've seen you do is build relationships. What an amazing job.
it's it's a great place to be. It's a good, I'm
Yeah.
really happy with it. And
Well,
it's
and
genuine.
that's what the Academy is about. It's about building and maintaining relationships. That's what the village is going to be about, building and maintaining relationships that become more than just relationships. They become families.
Yeah. We all need community, and we need family. We need relationship structure. We just need that. We need each other
Yeah.
to do good. Yeah.
Well, what a cool job.
It's a great
Um,
job.
so today, one of the things that we're moving into as we're kind of shifting the focus of the village is actually starting to talk about the nitty gritty needs when it comes to building the village.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about some of the things that we're going to be doing or needing in the next few months to go through that process.
Yeah. So it's here. It's coming, right? We'll be breaking ground soon. So that the needs of the village come not just infrastructure, but the homes and inside a home. As you look around your own home, what's inside your home?
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be raising walls. We're going to be creating bedrooms and
Yeah.
kitchens and living spaces. And each of these homes has a full bedroom, a full kitchen, a bathroom, and a living area. So everything that goes in your home, that's what we're going to put in these homes.
Yeah. So think about the way I like to think about it is all the things that you take for granted. When you come home at the end of the day, you've been out working or whatever, and you walk in and you're hungry and you can walk to your fridge and your fridge is there. And
Right. You
open
open your fridge and there's vegetables and fruit, but then you need a knife to cut your fruit and vegetables. You need your pans, you need dishware, glassware, all of those things. Yeah.
all those things that we've just kind of, we've grown so accustomed to, and you don't have it all on any level when you have been homeless.
Yeah. Yeah. And just the value. I just think about when one of our residents, one of our villagers will walk into that space
Yeah.
and be able to, there's a bath towel and a shower and a bed with bedding, like our bedding. It's not a shelter. These are not shelters. These are homes. And that's what we need to create together. So,
And they're a permanent solution.
yeah. Yes. Permanent housing.
Permanent housing, a permanent solution.
But you know what, Lydia, I just want to say,
Yeah.
like, a house isn't going to solve the issue.
No.
And as sweet and honest and genuine as this effort is to build these amazing houses, that's not going to solve homelessness or alleviate homelessness. What we're doing is creating community. And so, as warm and amazing and as these homes will be, and welcoming and safe, we got to carefully build the community as well. And that's what we're really focused on too.
Yeah. Yeah. That therapeutic healing community that's about recreating relationships and families and ties
Families.
is
Yeah.
so significant.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how the community at large can get involved?
Sure. So probably like kind of the buzzword out there is CSR, or corporate social responsibility. And that's a way of saying, describing how businesses, and small to large businesses, prioritize doing good in their community, and they do it hand in hand with their employees. So when a business partners with the village, we tailor this social interaction between the village and that business and the employees, so that their goals and what they want to accomplish in the community and what's important to them can be done with us hand in hand, right? It takes a village to raise the village, is what we keep saying, but it's true. So whatever that those employees' values are and that company's values, we want to shape this experience to fulfill that. So there's a lot of ways, right? So whether it's an investment of time or money, getting involved from a leadership perspective and having actual input into the village. It's capital campaigns or fundraising campaigns within their own business or within their own community. It can be, we just need to create this together, I think is the point, because not every business is the same. So some businesses want to have more volunteer opportunities for their employees, and that is a huge one, right? Hands-on, dig in, get right beside us, and get your hands messy. Other businesses, let's say they're a construction team or a construction business, it's like, well, we would like to help construct a home. And then other businesses will say something like, our employees want to they want to take tax deductible donations from their paychecks, and they want to contribute it, and we want to match that, and we can help that to happen too.
Amazing. So many amazing opportunities and so many ways to get involved. So talk about some of the benefits that a company will see from actually being involved in supporting the village. And I know there are a lot, so I'm just going to let you run with it.
Okay. So, look, everybody, every person, every human wants to do something good and wants to be part of something bigger than themselves. So when they work for a company that can help make that happen, they can facilitate that endears an employee to their company. And it increases and inspires organizational pride, work engagement. We know that employees that have this avenue through their work and really feel like their company is truly engaged in something that helps their community, like right outside their door, when they can see that in action, it develops a sense of belonging. And
yes.
They really want to be a part of that business long term because of that feeling, right? Yeah. And that true engagement. It needs to be authentic and genuine. And I think that's the other piece of it, that as leadership teams in different businesses decide what they value and what their business stands for, then that genuine desire from employees to partner will, it just comes out. Sorry, I'm kind of trying to describe something.
No.
But it is, it's this emotional connection and feeling like your company is behind the same things that you're behind, that you are in the community together making a difference. And that's where your employees live. That's where you're drawing your employees from. And they just want to, give back and have a bigger impact. So when you can provide a way for employees to do something larger than themselves, it's a beautiful relationship, and it enhances your brand reputation. I think customers that come in and use your services and buy your products, they are more apt to do that with a company that's doing great things right outside their door.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that one of the things that, countless studies have shown is that in this period of time where there's more employee turnover than ever, where there's more uncertainty than ever, one of the things that really drives that deep connection between a business and their employees is showing that they not only care for their employees, but they care for something that's beyond the four walls of the business on a
Yeah.
really deep level.
Yeah, it's not just nonprofits that are out in the communities trying to make a difference or elevate, help elevate things,
Yeah.
trying to um, do good. I think it's when an employee has that feeling and that understanding that their company, yes, it has to generate revenue, but that the almighty dollar isn't more important than human life or community,
Yeah.
that's huge. And whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or 50s, we all want that. We want to work for a company that cares about us and that cares about the neighborhoods that we live in,
Yeah,
making the world better for our next generation.
absolutely. So, let's also talk about some of the other impacts or benefits that a company will see
Sure.
for creating this kind of customized giving plan um, with the Other Side Village.
Okay.
So we can talk about things like impact on the surrounding community.
Yeah.
Um, we can talk about legacy, and we can talk about things like really increasing a sense of belonging to our business community at large. So touch on some of those things.
Okay. So it's a little bit branding, I think, kind of a little bit of what you're talking about. Um, and that even sounds a little bit surface because I think this isn't just about putting a name or putting a movement together to just stick a name on, right?
Yeah.
The relationship between the village and our corporate partners is going to be ongoing, and it will shift. So let's say as we're building the village initially, it's going to be there are some monetary investments. There are some, as we get the infrastructure laid, and then it's going to morph into things more like volunteerism, where employees can come in and help raise those walls, help decorate those homes, help, landscape. And then it can shift into something more like providing teaching opportunities. There are some companies that have, financial literacy skills and maybe helping, people to learn how to cook and to uh, create different experiences that are between our residents, our neighbors, and the greater community where there's these overlapping interactions. Um, so I think that whole relationship and how it evolves and changes will be one that, as the village comes up, it'll just
Yeah, as the village grows,
naturally
those
morph.
relationships will grow too,
Yeah, yeah.
which I
And I
think is
think
beautiful.
businesses, as when we start this engagement process more and more, and we have started it with some businesses, we want to do what fits right now for that company. And then we'll just keep morphing it and changing it and seeing how involved they want to be, how involved their employees want to be. And that, yeah, do it together. So
Yeah, I
does
love
that
that.
answer your question? I mean,
It does, absolutely. Absolutely. And one of the things that I love that you talked about is there are some initial, there's going to be initial help and support that we need with volunteer work and with donations and with some of those big those bigger capital donations for a capital campaign. But then let's talk a little bit about the long-term financial sustainability of the village,
Okay.
because I think that's important.
Yeah, so that's a great point. One of the keys to the village, and the reason why the village is kind of a newer approach, it is an innovative approach, it hasn't been done in this way before, is that the village itself, not only will the neighbors be self-sufficient, that's key for us, that each of the residents that we're referring to them as neighbors, will be self-reliant and self-supportive, but the village itself as a whole will be self-supportive and self-sufficient. So that the revenue that the village will generate comes from social enterprises like small businesses, comes from a section of the village that will be for interacting with the greater community. We'll have a small grocery market, we'll have a coffee shop, we'll have potentially a hair salon. We want businesses to be able to come on in for lunch. Like, you want to go to lunch somewhere? Hey, let's go over to the village and have lunch. Those businesses that we will have in the village and the social enterprise pieces of it, there will be employment opportunities for our residents, for our neighbors. And depending on their life situation, maybe they can only work an hour a week or 3 hours a week. These businesses will accommodate that. These social enterprises will accommodate their needs, but it also gives them a chance to interact with the greater community. And what we'll see is that, guess what? I'm just like you. You're just like me. Like, we have so much in common, and it'll be this great overlap. We anticipate this really great overlap between the greater community and the neighbors.
Yeah.
In addition to providing employment, paid employment, and for the village itself to be self-sufficient. We will not be taking government funding for program or for operations. Yeah. There is this period of time when we're getting up and going that there is some bridge funding that's necessary. Yeah. But yeah, we've mapped a way to become self-sufficient, and that's key. We don't want this to be ongoing long-term, asking for funding to keep this village alive. So,
absolutely. So how will people that are giving to the capital campaign or anything long term, how will they know that their dollars are actually making a difference, Cathy?
Yeah, that's important. So let me just kind of clearly state. So our goal is housed, safe, engaged in healthy lifestyles, and self-sufficient. That is our goal for the neighbors. And as we develop these corporate partners, and I've talked about that this relationship will be ongoing, we will share transparently and openly and consistently where we're at with our goals. How many are housed? How many are safe and engaged in healthy lifestyles, receiving the supportive services that they need, and how many have become self-sufficient with the permission of those neighbors, of these residents. We will share stories, and we plan on very gently and very tastefully bringing the outer community in, so that they can see the village and interact as, as other Utahn to Utahn, person to person, human to human. So this will be a very open, transparent neighborhood that everyone can see and experience as well. Not only are we the village itself. So let me just talk about this for a minute. What's been done in Utah already is that housing has been created, support, whole person services has already been done as well. What we're bringing to the table that's new are the principles of accountability, of community, and that self-sufficiency piece. That's where we're going to see serious impact. And that's what we'll be sharing and reporting on, and letting people see, experience, and read, and know. So
Yeah.
we want to be accountable, as we as an organization will be accountable that way. And we've done that with the Academy. We've seen it work before. We've done this before, and we know we can do it again. So
Absolutely.
it's important to us to show people, look, you've invested in this program, and this is the results. So we look forward to that, actually. I'm excited about that piece
I
of it.
am too. I am too. Cathy, thank you so much for being here with me today. It was so lovely chatting with you and um, hearing what the vision is and what our goal is for those long-term corporate partnerships. Is there anything you'd like to add here at the end?
I guess I would say, look, like homelessness affects all of us in so many different ways. Whatever the reason for a person becoming homeless, it's a huge mountain to climb alone in order to recover and make the behavior and life changes necessary to be stable and self-supporting again. So we need each other. And where there's businesses and people, your employees within your businesses that want to get involved with this movement and this effort in Utah, we would love to partner with you, and we can make that happen just naturally and beautifully. I'm excited about it. So reach out and email me, contact us. I think Lydia will put that contact information in this, and let's get this going. It's coming. It's 2022.
Yes, it is. We're going to pop your contact information right here in the bottom of this chat with your email. There's also a link to the Other Side Village website. You can find out a lot more information there as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in today. Have a good one. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.